Now folks, every week you see us using some fantastic Kamikaze gear. And working for Kamikaze and fishing for them like I do, I get to try out all sorts of wonderful stuff. I lose a lot of it, unfortunately. You may have seen in a very recent show that I journeyed up to the Hillston area in central New South Wales. Hell of a drive from East Gippsland where I live. But one of the lures that they really get into up there, unlike down here in Victoria, are spinner baits. Now, the boys told me to bring a few. I only brought a few. I should have taken a heck of a lot more. Now, what happens is, these guys, we treat them as a bass lure down here, and not a lot. We mostly use hard bodies, I've got to admit. But up there in the dirty water, the more flash, the more movement, the more vibration, cod, yellow belly, silver perch, these are what they go for. Now, we threw a lot of hard-bodied lures around, and I lost nearly all of them very, very quickly. They tend to get down deep. It's a lot of timber up there on the bottom, and you can't see it, and they snagged up really, really quickly. And when you're using 30-pound line, it's hard to get them out, and you nearly bust the bibs off, or in most cases I busted the line. These guys are a little bit different. Kamikaze have quite a range of these guys. This one's more for bass and slightly bigger fish, but what it has is a little heavy lure at the bottom, surrounded by a skirt, a good solid hook in the middle, but this arm sits up top here, and it has two blades hanging off it. I don't know whether you can see that. So when that goes through the water, it's coming on, those blades are spinning and doing their thing, the hook point rides upmost, so it bounces over the logs. The only time you ever seem to lose them is if you have two logs come together and sticks come together, and that's where all mine went, unfortunately, and with the filthy dirty water I wasn't going to have to get them. So as you probably saw, I caught a couple of nice cod on the first day, lost nearly every single spinner bait that I had, and had to use the other ones, so the catch rate went down pretty dramatically. Now, some of the other things we've used for a long time here and shown you a lot over time is the standard vibes we use. We started off using the standard Vipers, a little vibrating lure. They come in a standard, a heap of range of colours. In fact, I used to think that the really bright colours weren't the way to go, and yet that lure there, a little bright yellow guy, one of my mates called Ian Fellows caught a 90 centimetre flathead on that exact same lure, same colour, a couple of years ago out of my boat. Changed my mind that maybe colours do make a difference. If I'm chasing brim, I got to admit the standard black colour is the one I like most, but hey, the one you like most is the one that's on the line at the time and catches the most fish, because that's the one you use most. Now, we've not replaced the Vipers, but we've added to that range, and it's called the Black Mamba range. These ones come in at just 35, 40 mil. Again, a range of colours, but a slightly tighter action. Now, whereas the other ones will catch damn near anything, if you're a brim fisherman or a estuary perch fisherman and you haven't tried these, you are really missing out. They are wonderful. When you're using vibes, you often get, I can't show you easily, but you can often get the hooks, they catch up on the line. When you cast out, the lure flips a little bit. You get used to that. After a little while, you refine the way you use them, and you don't get near as many of those. But when you first start out, don't get too frustrated. It happens to all of us. And the way we fish those, same as a plastic. You throw it out close to the bank, in amongst the timber if you're game enough. Let it hit the bottom. Again, I've said it lots of times before, 90% of good brim hit it while it's on the bottom. Not while it's rising or it's moving, on the bottom. They'll come up, if you watch them in clean water, they'll come up, they'll look at it, and they'll suck it in. And because these got very, very small, tiny hooks, and they're super, super sharp, when they go to spit it back out, they can't, it's stuck there. So you drop it to the bottom, you go to lift, oh, you're on. It's that simple. You may have to hop it a couple of times, usually that deep. Lift it, let it drop. Lift it, let it drop. All the way back to the boat. And they'll mostly hit it on the bottom. A good old flathead will pick it up as it floats to the bottom, and sometimes you'll see the line give a tink, a little bit of a movement, and a fish has inhaled that just as it almost gets to the bottom. Lift the rod, sink the hooks in, and off you go. So the tournament range of plastics, We started off using squirmies. Kamikaze have had these for many, many years. Catch absolutely anything, especially the flathead range or the offshore fish. Just deadly. These are a luminous one, and I tell you, they work fantastic. Then we went to the tournament range. Now again, if you're a bream fisherman or an estuary perch or a bass fisherman, these things are wonderful. Again, very tight action, very hard plastic. If you've got blowfish or toadies like we have here in East Gippsland, they're deadly on lures, and it's usually one lure per fish. If you get one hit on it, they fall to bits. Not these guys. They hang in and hang in and hang in. Not good for sales, unfortunately, but fantastic for the fishermen. They last and last. And look, they're cheap. They're not that expensive. If you haven't got into plastics already, give it a try. There's such a range at Kamikaze. Have a look at the website. Get on there now. Have a little look. You'll be absolutely amazed. The prices are fantastic. How can that be? We import, Kamikaze import direct. There's no middlemen. There's no wholesalers. What you get goes straight to the showrooms, and it's sent out by mail. No middlemen. Cheap. Give it a try.